Hello, Dpolaristar here. Today I'm going to talk to you about autism, or Asperger's, which is like autism but to a lesser degree. It's like, autism is basically the condition of I have trouble understanding what you're actually saying, and I have trouble communicating my thoughts in my head in a way that you think that I'm actually saying. Except autism, it's such to a high degree that they think that you're retarded, but you're not. You just kind of, Einstein up here, but it goes, and we hear from you intelligence when it goes in our ears, but when our brains, we can't make sense of it. That's autism. Asperger's is like that to a lower degree, or you have a communication disorder, but you could still somewhat function in society to the point where arguments easily happen. Kind of, such as the inability to recognize sarcasm, which I think I'm good at, but I would say that, of course, seeing as, wow, this is going nowhere quickly. Okay, like, for example, a friend of mine, you see, we were playing some fighting games, and he was trying to explain to me what a cancel was, which I already knew what a cancel was, but apparently I didn't know what a cancel was until he had to explain it to me, and he did a bad job explaining it to me, and then based on his inability to explain it, I then tried to express my opinion of what I thought a cancel was, which I'm not going to explain, but when I explained it to him, he did not apparently seem to get what I was explaining to him. I thought I was explaining something else, so based off my misinterpretation of his misinterpretation, misinterpreting my interpretation, I did not know what a cancel was. Then I looked it up on Wikipedia. Yeah, Wikipedia is very reliable. But speaking of miscommunication, he got really mad when I told him he had really bad social skills. Did I mention he has Asperger's too? He cannot even look me in the eye. You know, I used to not look people in the eye once, but now I've trained myself, or rather my mom trained me, to not only look to people's eye, but attempt to steal their soul. I'm not joking. One time I actually did try to steal one kid's soul. Well, I'm not sure if I stole a soul, but I stared him in the eye, spoke in a James Can Earl voice, which I cannot imitate for you because this webcam has really bad audio, so I'll just sound retarded. I already kind of sound retarded because of this bad audio, but hopefully you could look past my retardedness of my bad audio recording to the actual content of my comedic content. And I use content twice because I'm kind of spitballing here. I kind of have to prepare beforehand, not sound like an idiot, but that kind of takes away from the whole point of improvisation, and I think I'm doing pretty good here. But perhaps the retardedness will actually make what I'm saying even more funny if it doesn't push some people off. But hey, this is a YouTube user community where a dog ambiguously barking "I love you" somehow gets hundreds of thousands of views. Because come on, the people that watch YouTube, they're not exactly a smart audience. That, or they're the internet anime gamer geek people that like to troll you with inflammatory comments. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying, oh yeah, this kid, okay, I stared in the eye and I was speaking my James Can Earl voice, and I don't know whether I stole his soul or not, but he apparently screamed and then fell on his back, and I thought he was dead. Turns out he was in the coma. I don't know if he ever recovered. But by the way, in case you want to know what his soul looked like, I do not know what it looked like. I'm not even sure if I stole it or not, you see. Because you see, apparently stealing souls and actually keeping them, and first you have to find whether you stole it or not, which I'm still not completely sure of, are two totally different things. I did not read anything from this kid when I stole his soul, and I was not able to keep it. Apparently, when you steal a soul, after you steal it, it is no longer in your grasp. If you can keep a soul after stealing it, I'd really like to know. That'd pick up a few good bucks on eBay. Yeah. Or I could transmute it into like a dummy and make myself a friend, although that would be kind of sick and inhumane. But by the way, I hope you can tell that this entire thing is just a humorous anecdote, because I'm pretty sure an autistic or Asperger person could tell that this is like a completely like parody improvisational anecdote. I cannot really steal I didn't really steal his soul. He didn't even get in a coma. He just had faint blood from last night. Don't ask me how I know that. And no, it's not because I stole his soul and then read it, if that makes any sense. But he did fall backward and scream. Yes, he did. He did do that. It wasn't because I stole his soul. But I try to do it sometimes. So far, it hasn't worked, but I have freaked people out. But I'm not sure scarring people for life and stealing their souls are exactly the same thing. Oh, and by the way, any people that have actually experienced family member that has lost their soul, I do not know that that was possible. But in case it is possible, I apologize in advance for offending anyone who's had the tragedy of either having their soul lost, having a family member that lost their soul. But you're wondering, well, technically, if you lose your soul, doesn't that mean that you don't live? Well, I thought it did at first, but then when I played Kingdom Hearts, there's a bunch of guys that apparently lost their soul or lost their heart, which apparently in that series the soul is the spirit and the soul is the heart on that series, and the body's the body. You know, something ironic I've always found about Kingdom Hearts is the Heartless technically have hearts, but they're called Heartless. The Nobodies technically have bodies, but they say that they have no bodies. It's kind of ironic, but at the same time fitting at the same time, kind of. By the way, that whole thing about beating things with a key, actually, I know it does not have a cutting edge, but you'd be surprised at how beating someone with a brass key can, in real life, be an effective weapon. I once made a giant brass key. Okay, it wasn't giant brass, it was a tiny brass key. And in case you're wondering how can you kill someone with a tiny brass key, you probably don't want to know. And if I showed you, this video would get an over 18 rating. Plus, I don't really have that good video camera special effects. Obviously, I would do somewhat of live action demonstration that's not as gruesome and violent as it could be, but as you can see, I got a really bad webcam right here. So that person that I beat with a tiny brass key, I'm not going to tell you how I did it. Oh, another thing about the Kingdom Hearts series I like is, well, there are a lot of stuff I like about it, but nothing that can be used for improvisational comedy, except why the heck is why the heck is Jasmine one of the Princesses of Light when in the movie she's like a spoiled little brat that always complains? I don't like Aladdin, but I liked Robin Williams, Genie. Yeah. And I totally disagree with the nostalgia critic. Robin Williams has starred in like a billion good movies. There's been Aladdin and this film I can't remember the name of, and okay, on second thought, the nostalgia critic is right. I cannot recall a lot of good movies that Robin Williams starred in. I can recall a bunch of okay movies he stars in where he was like basically the only good part of the film, but not ones that he starred in. Except I like Robots. For some reason, nobody likes that movie Robots. I find it much better than Ice Age. Of course, I'm not sure if I like the plot or the animation, although the whole plot about Ratchet kind of reminds me of healthcare plan, and Ratchet kind of reminds me of Obama. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of inflammatory comments for that. I am not racist. I will vote for when those blue half-naked aliens whose name I can't even remember that was on that Avatar movie, if they have good policies. And I don't like Obama because I'm not a Democrat. I don't like Republicans either. I don't really like any of them. Vote for Buddy Rahman, or can't remember his last name. Vote for Buddy for president. I'll leave a link in the description, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with this video. And at the time of my beginning my improvisation, I was not planning on making this a political video, but it just kind of came that way because that's what improvisation does. But I'll just leave a link in the description. Tell you what, from now on, whenever I think of improvisational stuff, I'll make a link in the description from now on. Not that anybody that watched this cares, because I got like 16 subscribers since I last checked, and I'm sure half of them don't even pay attention to this channel, since half of my subscribers are just friends that just subscribe to me for being quiet that otherwise do not care at all about what the stuff I post. And I completely forgot to post something last month. Actually, I didn't forget. I was just plain old lazy. Yeah. Anyway, vote for Buddy for president. He's technically in the Republican Party, because apparently in this country, if you don't choose a party, you're not allowed to vote. But even though he's technically part of the Republican Party, he does not like any of the Republicans or the Democrats either. He actually does not like the whole wealth thing where the people like are sponsored by people. You know what? You know how certain athletes and NASCARs have brands that sponsor them. He and me both agree that theoretically speaking, that in effect, different senators should have their own labels of which special interest groups sponsor them. Yeah, I don't really like special interest groups at all. They're kind of annoying, especially that PETA. I mean, they complain about everything. I'm not even going to mention that whole Super Mario Land Tanuki suit incident. Oh, wait, I just did. Well, I'll leave another link in the description below about that Tanuka suit incident. Wow, this video is over 10 minutes long. Good thing the YouTube time limit is no longer just 10 minutes. It's 15, except now I can do uploads over 15 minutes, but I'm not sure how long this is going to ramble on, but trust me, this is not going to go on for 30 minutes. Any other improvisational things I have to say? Oh, yeah, PETA, I mean, they're like really crazy about their animal Activision. Activism, not Activision. That game company, like, they're really horrible. They make a bunch of stupid gaming trash. It kind of reminds me how Sega can no longer make Marvel games now that Disney's bought them out, but Sega didn't really do a good job making those games anyway. You know, Sega hasn't really been doing a much job making good games anyway, and I'm not talking about the Sonic series. I like Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, but I think the main problem with Sega is not the fact that they rely on Sonic too much, even though they do. I think it's the fact that when's the last Sega game you remember that Sega released besides a Sonic game? Okay, there's Nights in the Dreams, there's Bayonetta, and then there's all those those billions of Marvel movie tie-in games that were notorious pieces of trash. Yeah, activism, back to activism. See, even though PETA does all these crazy things, I just, you know, something ironic is that 95% of the animals they take in, they just kill, which is kind of crazy since they pretty much worship animals all the other times. So I suppose it's not surprising. I don't really think they care so much about animal activism as the people up there are just bored and have nothing better to do but to find stuff to flame on to get them attention in the news. Because certain people that are attention seekers will get any attention they want, even if it's bad attention, even if it's people brashing on them. Of course, that's also what the trolls say whenever they flame your videos when they don't like them, when they do like them, and they just like to be trolls. But you know what? The trolls themselves are attention seekers. Stop posting rude comments on Valerie Lampoon's channel, please. Seriously, that's some funny stuff. If you're a nerd, you should really check it out. Unless you're a troll, you're going to troll her stuff. But since I'm telling you not to troll her stuff, chances are if you're a troll out there, you're going to troll the stuff anyway because you're just a no-good troll. And if this was and you know in MMOs that all rip off World of Warcraft, you kill trolls. Speaking of which, why do all MMOs rip off World of Warcraft? You know, there's this MMO coming out called Firefight. It's going to be like an FPS MMO. It's going to use the same mechanics of the 5 Dragon Stones. Role-playing card game you should definitely check out. I'll leave a link to an extra credits video below, a special extra credits video, because they were on the YouTube, then Screw Attack, then Escapist, then the Penny Arcade, and now they're on Screw Attack again. That's this really cool lecture series about video games. It's not like ranting like the Angry Video Game Nerd, which I think he's overrated anyway. The Nostalgia Critic's way better than the Angry Video Game Nerd. Seriously, if you're into the academic, like, psychological, like, artistic aspects of video game medium and you want to be a game designer, you should definitely check out Extra Credits. They have a YouTube channel too, and I was one of the people there when they were just this little nobodies on YouTube before they even had a Wikipedia page. And one time when I was on Wikipedia, I was looking up EA. Don't ask me why, because I hate EA, but I also look up people that I hate as well as I like. That is why I'm kind of an expert on Justin Bieber. Yes. By the way, speaking of Justin Bieber, all you people stop hating on him. You're just making him more popular, and it's not his fault he has that cute boy looks. Hate the guy that made him famous, and don't hate Justin Bieber. I just kind of feel sorry for all the people that weren't born having the cute boy looks like him, and how the little girls would not care at all about him if he did not look like that. Well, before this dwells into a Justin Bieber rant, let's get back on the topic. Oh yeah, the extra credits, right. I was there before they were like famous. When I was looking up their EA article, there was a link extra. I was like, oh my god, Extra Credits has a Wikipedia page. I was there when they weren't famous. Now if only K-Wing, the Real Game Master, and the Rich Alvarez channel can also get a Wikipedia page, just like Smosh and Ask a Ninja. And I'm kind of ripping off Ask a Ninja right now, because surprisingly I had no idea they existed until last week. I'm not a big YouTube watcher, if that makes sense. But anyway, the Rich Alvarez series, they do these two funny series, YouTube News and Stupid Mario Brothers, and you should really check them out. Although fans of Michael Bay, you may not like them because they hate Michael Bay. If you're wondering if I hate Michael Bay, I do not hate the guy, but yeah, he makes some pretty stupid movies, like that stupid Transformers movie. Yeah, it's a big piece of trash. And I'm not just talking about Transformers, I mean the whole thing is just bam, 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 bam. I don't like Show Him. Yeah, I'm another one of those people that hates Naruto. Even though my brother, who's silent, steps 13, and I think he's got some other YouTube channel. I think it's Rainbow Dragon something. I don't know. You can find him under my subscriptions below. He loves Naruto and he loves Bleach and stuff, but I think they're all stupid because they have really choppy animation and a cliche story line, and also Bleach and Naruto, they just go on and on forever. In Bleach, they like introduce billions and billions of characters that you eventually forget about, and they suddenly throw them back in your face. And can we just focus on the main cast, please? And also, you need to have an entire season to get the series moving. I mean, seriously, the first season is simply a bunch of slice of life stuff, intros like split up by some Ghostbuster segments. In case you're wondering what Bleach is, think of it as Ghostbusters, but with swords, kind of. Except it's actually nothing like that at all. So if you're thinking it's Ghostbusters with swords, just forget I said anything. I was simply talking about the concept of killing ghosts, which are called spirits or hollows or whatnot. And think of the Zapitas as like the Keyblade, and the hollows is like the Heartless. And the Soul Society is Organization 13 for all you Kingdom's Hearts fans, except it has more slice of life elements. It does not have the Disney characters. It's more Shonen-ish, while Kingdom Hearts is a bit more melodramatic so that both genders can appreciate it. Kind of like the Final Fantasy series. By the way, Final Fantasy is better than Dragon Quest. All you Dragon Quest fans, please do not flame me. Well, the video is about 17 minutes long, and it's probably going to be longer when I add an intro and an end credits later. So that is it. That is Dpolaristar, just me rambling on and having random improvisation. Good day. Please subscribe. It's free and easy. Just push the yellow button. Anytime you subscribe to Dpolaristar, you sign a petition to convince YouTube to stop changing the channel format and just keep it simple like it actually was before you forced us to have this channel change upon us. Grr, curse you, YouTube! And you Hollywood people trying to turn our YouTube channel, that is our channel for our expression, into your TV stations. Also, check out my other videos. There are links in the description below.